Hello, my name is Robert Dent with SDT Ultrasound Solutions, and today I'm going to be going through some of the new features and functions that have been added to the Ultra Analysis Suite 3 software. These are quality of life updates for the most part, some really nice features, so why don't we just jump in and take a look. Okay, so our first update is an improvement to our main display. Here it allows us to maneuver the widgets to put them where we would like to see them. So I can drag the time waveform and the FFT into different positions. I can put my static trend over here if I like, put the readings matrix up in the top right hand corner, totally customize it for my personal preference on how I would like to see this. So the second feature we've added is the ability to add an interval compliance. After we set this for the asset, you can turn on this feature and it will start tracking interval compliance. It's going to display a new widget with a pie graph. If you go past the interval time, it starts tracking the days past due. It's going to add a data not collected point and it will break the static trend going forward. The whole point of this particular feature is to ensure that your data is being collected within the time interval that has been set. So if you set it for 1 month for your data to be collected every month, this is going to track the compliance to make sure that the data was actually collected within that 1 month period. And every day you go past is going to reduce your compliance a little bit on your percentage. So if I go ahead and turn on my interval compliance indicator by right-clicking on my asset and selecting Activate Internal Compliance Indicator. It's going to ask me if I'm sure. I'm going to say yes. And now when I go to my measurement window here for my RS2T, you can now see that I have a new interval compliance widget up on my main screen. So I can drag this wherever I'd like to see it. Now with our new widget movement changes. Now, the next time that I go out and collect my data, as long as I'm in compliance, it's going to now drop in a pie chart here to show me that I'm in compliance. And moving forward, every month from here on out, on my monthly data collection, it's going to track my compliance. So that is a very, very nice feature to make sure that we are getting our data collected when we are supposed to. We have added another new feature which is asset status. So this is kind of really useful when you have machines which are not running or are being used as redundant machines, or if a machine has to go out to be repaired. So for example, I can right click on my fan here, I can go to asset status and I can say, hey, this one has gone out for repair, it's been sent to the workshop. So I'm going to click on this. It's going to say sure. I'm going to say yes. And it's now going to move that asset from the hierarchy and it's going to drop it into my repair workshop / spare parts part of my hierarchy, which is a new feature here. Now you'll also notice I pop across to work orders and surveys that it does indicate in my survey now that this particular asset is away for repair. So when I'm out doing my survey, it's not going to allow me to collect data on this because obviously I won't be able to because it's not going to be there, but it's going to ensure that data does not get collected on this point. Now, when it does come back from being repaired and goes back into service, I can right click on my fan, go back to asset status, send it back into operation, and it's going to give me two options. Do I want to send it back to its original location, or did it end up somewhere else? So depending on if this is the original asset that's going to go back to where it was, I can send it to its original location. But if we had replaced that asset with a new fan, for example, and now this has gone into operation somewhere else, I could send it to a new location if I wanted to. But I'm just going to send it back to its original location, and it's going to pop it right back into the asset hierarchy where it was before. And when I check my work order surveys, it has now removed it from being out of service and it's back in service again. Now the other option for my asset status, if I right click, is I can say redundancy not in operation. I'm going to say yes, and you'll see here it now highlights this in the hierarchy tree and I've got a label with this to tell me that it is not in operation. So it's very clear that this is not being used. So a couple of nice new features around asset status. So I'm just going to right click on this and I'm going to put this back into operation. Okay, next feature we're going to look at a couple of features actually. First one is we have changed the way that we connect the device to UAS3. It used to be kind of an auto detect mode. Now under device we have added a connected device option. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to get the message no STT device seems to be connected to the computer. So I'm going to plug my USB cable in and I'm going to hit the little refresh button. It's going to detect and retrieve my device information, and we can see now my STT device is ready. Perfect. So I'm going to close that window. The second new feature is we have added an awesome thing to UAS3 for the STT340, which is custom messaging, and I love this. So something we've been asking for a while. We can go into messages and we can now add our own custom messages. So you can see we have our existing default messages, lubrication needed, safety risk, oil level, etc., etc. Now what I can do is I can create my own folder or folders of custom messages. So I could create a specific folder for electrical inspection tasks. I could create a folder for lubrication tasks. I could create a folder for leak detection tasks, whatever I like. But I'm just going to create a folder called Rob. And I'm going to add some messages here. So, feels hot. Oil on floor. So basically any messages that I would like to add. Smells funny, etc., etc. So I can create my own custom messages and download them to my device. Okay, so now we're going to download this new folder to my STT340 device. So I've got a device 340, upload from PC to 340, hit transfer, say OK. Okay, we're sending that down. So now those new messages, that new message folder that I've created is now going to be on my device. So that's going to allow me to add a custom message when I'm out in the field, which I'm going to demonstrate here momentarily. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to switch to my virtual machine. So here we can see I'm on my virtual machine. So I'm going to go into my route survey, click on test. I'm just going to pick my first measurement point here, my RS2T, hit enter, take my reading, going to turn it up. Alright, so I'm going to turn it up, start recording, taking my measurement, going to hit F4, it's going to take me to my messages, I'm going to go down to the Rob folder, hit enter, and this bad boy certainly smelled funny, so we're going to select that message, assign it here, and I'm going to save this. Measurement has been saved. Perfect. So now we can upload this to the UAS3 software, and that's going to bring that message in. So I'm going to unload our data from our 340, bring it in. Okay. You see we've collected our new reading here, and if I go up to my trend and maximize my window, we can see if I zoom in over here, my message that it smells funny has now been added to this particular measurement that I just took. Excellent stuff. That is a game changer, definitely a quality of life improvement, the ability to add custom messaging. Okay, next update that we're going to look at is we've added alarm management for the STT340. That means that when I'm in the field and I take data, It's actually going to show me on the screen the different alarm levels that have been set up for this particular asset. And if I go into alarm, it's going to show me that as well. So I'm going to demonstrate that now. Okay, so here I am. I'm on my S3068-1 south measurement, my RS2T. I'm going to hit enter to record my data. And we will record that. Now you're going to see when I hit enter on the screen, it's going to pop up and say my absolute alarm was triggered on a danger because it was above my danger set point of 24 dB, and it actually gives me the information about what my warning and alert values were as well. I hit OK, and then the current measurement has been saved. And you'll see as well in the hierarchy on my survey, I've now got a little exclamation mark, a white exclamation mark on a red dot circle to indicate to me that that reading was in alarm when I took it. Okay, the last feature we're going to look at today is the ability to add an open-ended measurement. This is a really nice feature. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click. I'm going to add new measurement point, and this is going to be open-end. Hit add. Give it an icon. Hit save. I'm going to hit right-click, add new measurement setting. I'm going to come in and select my RS2T for my threaded sensor, and I'm going to click on the option now, which is open end. And what that's going to do is going to select the longest acquisition time available, which is in this case 10 minutes for my 32,000 samples per second reading with my RS2T, and I'm going to save this. Oops, have to put an interval of 1 month for my collection period. Hit save. So now I've got this new open-ended measurement. I'm going to add this to my survey, add to my test survey. We're just going to pop into my survey and make sure it's there. There it is right at the end, as you can see, open-ended measurement. So now what we're going to do is going to download this to my device. Hit transfer. Okay, so we're transferring down to the device now. Just give this a second. And the way that open-ended measurements work, and it's especially useful for taking a measurement where you're waiting for an event to happen. So for example, if I was doing a steam trap inspection and I'm waiting for the steam trap to purge, I don't know if it's going to happen 30 seconds after I start recording or 2 minutes after I start recording. So this gives me the ability to add an open-ended measurement, go in, start recording, and when the event after the event happens, I can just hit OK to save, and it will stop recording at that point and save that amount of data to that data point. So even though it's been set up as 10 minutes, it might only end up being a 12-second reading if my steam trap purges, within 12 seconds after I start recording. So it gives me control of how long a recording I want to take. So let's go and take a look at this real quick. I'm going to jump back onto the device now. Okay, so I'm going to go into my survey again. I'm going to drill down to my reading here, which is the reading I just added. If you see at the top, it says open end. This is my open-ended measurement. I'm going to hit enter. So I'm going to hit enter to stop the reading. Would you like to end it? Yes. And it's going to save that now. So even though it was a 10-minute recording, it only took 11 seconds because that's all I allowed it to take. That's all I needed. So now, hit enter, it's been saved. I can now unload that back into my software. So I hit device, 340, download from 340 to PC, hit transfer. And we're going to bring in that open-ended measurement. Hit OK. And we can now see that I have that 11-second reading that I took. And we can see down here, here's my 11-second reading. Okay, that brings us to the end of our updates video for the Ultra Analysis Suite 3 software for today. Enjoy the new features and functions. There's some great quality of life updates in there. I hope you get some good use out of them. Hear more.